Hello student, today in this video we are dealing with the Ball poem which is written by John Berryman. The Ball poem is a landmark lesson in dealing with the loss. The poet John Berryman, through his poem The Ball, has described the reality of life which everyone has to face one day. He has touched the topic of how to stand up against the miseries and sorrows of life. The ball here signifies the family, friends, and the things or the persons whom we love a lot. And the loss of the ball signifies the death and moving away of someone or something from our life. John Berryman was an American poet and scholar. He is best known for the Dream Song, which was a sequence of 385 poems. He won Pulitzer Prize for the Dream Song. He also won National Book Award. Please open your book and keep making notes of the poem. Let's see the first 4 lines of the poem. What is the boy now who has lost his ball? What is he to do? I saw it go merrily bouncing down the street, and then merrily over there it is in the water. So here in this stanza, merrily means happily or cheerfully, bouncing means jumping up and down. So see, in this line the poet is talking about a boy who has lost his ball. He wants to know about him and his reaction because he has lost his ball. Further, he asks to himself that what this boy will do after losing his ball. The poet has seen the ball going away from the boy. He says that the ball was cheerfully jumping up and down in the street. This means that when the ball skipped from boy's hand, it went into the street and later on it fell into the nearby river. So you can see here the picture of the boy. The first picture says that the boy is playing with his ball and he is very happy there. And when the second picture shows the ball is bouncing in the harbor. Let's see the literary devices in this stanza. So the first literary devices is Anaphora. Anaphora is use of repeated word in the starting of the lines. So here I have underlined what and what, the similar word is being repeated in the starting of the lines, and merrily too. So that is Anaphora. Second is imagery. In this line, when the poet is saying merrily bouncing down the street, so that is imagery, because here when the poet is saying the ball I saw it go merrily bouncing down the street, so the reader and the we create a picture in our mind that how the ball bounced and then entered in the water. Next literary devices is repetition. So repetition and anaphora has a great difference. See, do not get confused between repetition and anaphora. Repetition is a repeated word in the same line or in the same phrase, whereas anaphora is a repetition of the same words in the starting of the consecutive lines. So here what and what are appearing in the same line, that means it is repetition. Next poetic device in this stanza is assonance. So assonance is the repeated use of vowel sounds. So here you can see the underlined words boy, now, who, lost. Here the repeated sound of vowel o is there, so that's why it is assonance. Now let's see the next stanza. No use to say, oh, there are other balls. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy. As he stands rigid, trembling, tearing down all his young days into the harbor where his ball went. I would not intrude on him. A dime, another ball is worthless. So here in these lines, grief means sorrow, rigid means fixed, trembling means shaking, harbor means port, intrude means to invade in someone's life, or intrude here actually means invader. Dime, it's a currency, money. So 10 cents in US is called dime. And worthless is valueless or useless. So here in these lines, the poet says that there is no benefit of consoling the boy by saying that he will get another ball because he has other balls too. He says so because the boy is feeling very sad. He is completely surrounded by sorrows, and he is sad because all the memories of his childhood days went down the harbor with the ball. Here the poet says that the boy is very sad as the ball, which has now gone into the water, reminds him of those sweet memories of the times when he owned it. So the loss is unbearable for him and he is grief stricken. The poet says that he cannot even tell the boy to take some money from him in order to buy another ball, because the new ball will not bring the sense of belongingness to the boy. Let's see the poetic devices in this stanza. So I have divided this into two portions. First picture is showing the literary device repetition in the last two lines where ball word is being repeated. So that is repetition. And in second picture you can say all his young days is metaphor. Next stanza. Now he senses first responsibility in a world of possession. People will take balls, will be lost always. Little boy, and no one buys a ball back. Money is external. So here in these lines, the poet is saying that the time has come for the boy to learn his responsibility now. Now, he has to learn that in this materialistic world, many of his belongings will be lost. So, he personifies the ball as his belongings, be it the worldly thing or the relationships he is in the possession of. So, he says that he has to learn to live without them, no matter what. He says, no one can buy back such things for him. The poet said so because according to him, money can't buy everything, because money can't buy everything. If it does buy you some materialistic thing, but still it will not able to buy the sense of belongingness. Now, let's understand the progression of this knowledge about loss graphically. Suppose we draw a graph of rise and fall of the boy's spirit in progress of time. In the beginning of time, he has no knowledge of loss, of course. His spirits are high as he plays with his ball merrily. Bouncing, the spirit take a sharp turn and drop as the ball goes merrily over the out of reach. The first thing he feels is confusion. What he is to do then? With the first awareness of nature of loss and ultimate shaking, grief fixed him. He discovered how pain can come from within without a single scratch on the body. Then he discovers the meaning of this loss to him. All his young days to the harbor, he realizes the absolute irreversible nature of his loss to his beloved ball is gone. A dime another ball is worthless. This may be all too much information, and his spirits keep sinking and sinking. As he begins to understand, he has to prepare himself for more losses. Then he senses his first responsibility, and he will be always a little alone in his loss, and no one buys a ball back. The inability to share loss is the lowest point for the spirit. It hits rock bottom now. It's time to fortify the hurt against loss. So the spirit starts rising the experience and stages he has gone through after the loss are all now with him, and they slowly and steadily combine into a lesson that he learns in the end. And the end lesson is a bright turn in the spirit to keep going, keep moving, keep acting, to keep learning how to stand up. So he learned in the end that loss is inevitable, but recovery is possible. That's all for today. I hope you understand the poem well.